So you're thinking about moving to Granbury. Well, today we're going to take a look at a map view of the city. We've done a tour of the city. I showed you the Granbury Square, which is a very popular feature here in Granbury. And we took a look around the city. We went to a few different spots, looked at some different homes. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the map view. For some, this is a very helpful way to get oriented around the city and to see, what are the major destinations and just the way to traverse the area, understand where the shopping is, where the housing is. So we're going to jump into that. Before we do, if this is your first time to the channel, we get calls, texts, emails from people just like you that are thinking about relocating here to Granbury, Texas. Whether you're moving here next week, next month, or next year, feel free to reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, maybe an email. Any questions that we can help with or any advice, we'd love the chance to chat with you. So let's jump into it. All right, so we're looking at Granbury, Texas. This is an area in North Texas, and it is south, basically, of Fort Worth. The primary road in Granbury is going to be this road here, 377. It's going to run through basically the center of the town. So you have an area down to the south of 377 here. And then you have an area up here to the north. These are going to be the primary ways to think about Granbury. You'll have what's called the Fort Worth side of Granbury here. And then you'll have the far side of Granbury over here. So if you're thinking about working in the Metroplex, if you're thinking about having a job and going back and forth between Granbury and Fort Worth, you're probably going to want to look on the Fort Worth side of Granbury, as it will be a much shorter commute. Around 7:30 in the morning, school, traffic, this road will get very congested right in here. So if you can live on this side, you virtually have very little traffic between Granbury and Fort Worth until you get to the city. It's a little city called Benbrook, right outside of Fort Worth. So for those who are not necessarily looking to travel to Fort Worth, then you don't have any requirement or need to necessarily be on this side. You could comfortably live at a few communities on this side of Granbury. So if we were to get rid of that and we were to zoom in just a bit, we could see where the Granbury Square is. If you see here, the historic Granbury Square is right here. This is going to be where most of the shopping and things are. Lots of restaurants. And obviously you have a quick access to 377 from here. There are lots of housing opportunities right in here around the square. At the same time, it's pretty congested. But there's communities outside of the square, this direction, that are also pretty nice. Obviously, you have the Great Lake Granbury. Several communities are located in and around this lake. And so there's some opportunities there. There's some 55 and older communities, as well as communities that are more, kid friendly, for larger families or families with, smaller children. From this map view, their two biggest communities in Granbury, Texas is Pecan Plantation, which is located right here. Pecan Plantation here. And then Decordova. These are the two biggest communities. Pecan Plantation is going to be further from 377. So we'll make a video specifically about these two neighborhoods, Decordova and Pecan Plantation. But Decordova is going to be a little bit closer to 377. Pecan Plantation has a pretty cool features. It has a lot of amenities that are located within it, gas station, grocery store, and things that are there within this gated community. Both of them are gated communities. But in addition to those two neighborhoods, we have a couple of neighborhoods that are up closer to 377. So if you're looking here, HEB is on the Fort Worth side of Granbury, and then you have Walmart is located on this side right here. So if we were to zoom out, HEB is here, Walmart is here. This would be the other side of Granbury, and this would be the Fort Worth side of Granbury. So it might be hard for you to completely visualize, but this is basically where the city, the commercial part of the city stops. And this is basically where the commercial part of the city starts. So if we were to highlight this little road here, this is where the traffic is going to hit. So in the pros and cons of living in Granbury, one of the things I mentioned is that Granbury was one of the fastest growing small towns in the country. It is growing very quickly, and infrastructure is having a hard time keeping up with this growth process. Where we feel that the most is at 7:30, 3:30, and 5:30 on that little stretch of highway. It gets pretty brutal. Now, if you're from Dallas, you're laughing and you're making fun of us because the traffic is nowhere near the level, of a 635, in Richardson or Dallas. So granted, I have gone through that. It's nothing like that, but it will put 20 to 30 minutes extra on your travel time if you have to go through this stretch to get through the city. So let's say that you are coming in from Crescent or Fort Worth, and you have to drive to your home, which is going to be, say, over here in Spanish Trail. That's going to add 30 minutes going through that little stretch for your trip home, which can be a little frustrating if you're wanting to get out of the city and you're wanting to get away from some of the traffic. You will still find yourself in it, which is one of the possible benefits of looking at a neighborhood like Meander Estates, which is going to be over in this area right in here. So that's one thing to consider. With that, I believe that gives us a pretty good idea in general with the city of Granbury. From here, we could point out a few things. I've highlighted some good restaurants, some good coffee shops, some places to check out already in the tour of Granbury. We've already done a video about the pros and cons of living in Granbury, and we touched on things like infrastructure and traffic. We also have some videos that are forthcoming with all of the neighborhoods in Granbury. So we're gonna take a video tour, a map tour, and we're gonna do a deeper dive into each one of these neighborhoods. If there's any questions that you have, feel free to reach out to us, shoot us a text, give us a call or email. We'd love to chat with you. As we said, we have calls, texts, and emails from people all the time that are looking to move to Granbury, Texas, and sometimes they just want to find information. Maybe they haven't decided where they want to move yet. Maybe they're doing some research and they're thinking about Arizona, they're thinking about Austin, they're thinking about Dallas, they're thinking about some of the outskirts or the suburb cities that are around the area. So if that's the case, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to help and see if there's any questions or any insights that we can give that would help you make the best decision for you and your family. So with that, I hope the video was helpful, and until next time, I hope to see you around town.